I am Miss Maria Julieta Saldua, a faculty member of the College of Computer Studies of the Lyceum of the Philippines University, Batangas. I conducted this research about enhancement of the students' learning process in advanced multimedia systems through gamification on the second semester of the school year 2018-2019 with the primary purpose of determining the level of participation and collaboration of students in their activities. The reasons for choosing gamification in this research study were the following. Some students had difficulty in determining the category of multimedia that they intended to develop if they had different levels of interest and performance of obtained skills. Second one is only those who had acquired much skills in design and creation of multimedia systems were the ones who fully know more about the project. So it became necessary to identify the LMS activities which are rarely used by the students, as it has been observed that assignment and quiz are the most common LMS tools utilized for giving activities in addition to provision of resources. Gamification is a pedagogical approach of using game design and mechanics to enhance non-game contexts. One way of implementing a gamified education in LPU of Batangas is to use the different learning activities in the learning management system, not only for student assessment, but also to allow them to keep track of what they learn and for the educators to monitor the progress of students in their academic performance. The study focused around these objectives. Number one, gamify the learning process of students by including variation in using the learning activities and resources in LMS. Number two, determine the extent of using gamification strategies on a specific topic. And number three, identify external and educational apps which will support the gamification strategies of the college. Three third-year computer science students and 20 selected fourth-year students from three BSIT sections participated in this study. First category used LMS tools. The participants received badges after submission and completion of each activity. Feedback from the researcher and repetition of the activity were done depending on the assessment. The second category used the external gamification apps. Selected students were made to respond in three online surveys using Microsoft Forms. This study is a descriptive research, likewise called a qualitative research because it is process-oriented, involves observation of the researcher by getting comments and feedback from participants and by giving evaluative feedback to them regarding their activities. Quiz 1 on database views consisted of multiple choice. Quiz 2 on filtering and sorting data consisted of multiple choice and true or false statements. Results show that the students got high scores in the second quiz. The next activity utilized the Jollibee ordering system to test the effectiveness of using lesson tool. In the open forum, the researcher uploaded a video showing the uses of Adobe Photoshop, Illustrator, and InDesign. In Collaborate activity, the participants and the researcher exchanged ideas about programming and multimedia technologies. Chat activity used a video showing animation in Adobe Flash. The next activity used a video that showed 2D animation of Thai cave rescue. The second open forum required the participants to compare 2D and 3D animations. Books database was patterned after an SQL activity. The arrangement of text boxes was done within the LMS. The second database activity used the comic storybook exported from the Moodle.net website. The second lesson tool reviewed HTML basics. The lesson activity was done in LMS, and the series of activities ended with a quiz in Microsoft Form. Second category in this research design consisted of surveys about utilization of LMS and awareness of education gamification apps. The next screenshot shows the summary of grades with feedback. So for example, in the first quiz about the database, they got low scores, but when they took the second quiz, they have the higher scores. And then the feedback could be found here. It could be found here that the feedback needs review, and other feedbacks like actively participated, needs more participation, or say for example, excellent example, very satisfactory, improve the animation in the assignment. In the second category, Microsoft Forms were utilized to get the responses of selected students. In the survey about education gamification apps, 67% of the number of participants responded with Kahoot as another app used by the researcher in their classes. In the question, which of the following gamification apps have you experienced or tried to learn alone? 39% selected Other, which is equivalent to Kahoot app. Memrise or Duolingo got 4 responses, or 18%, and other apps have 1, 2, or 3 responses. Trying those apps as a group showed biggest portion of 55%, equivalent to 12 respondents on other apps, which could again be Kahoot app and another software called MIT App Inventor. In the question, how can these applications help students in their process of learning a subject, 16 or 34% responded that external apps motivate everyone to participate in the quiz. 19% responded that these apps are an additional source of information and learning strategy aside from MROOM's activities, and another 19% said that these apps are a great alternative to learn more about the subject not taught in the classroom, and 12 or 26% replied that these external apps encourage everyone to learn more about the subject. There are 3 objectives in this research study, so the researcher made the following conclusions and recommendations. Conclusion 1, variation in LMS activities motivates students to participate and actively collaborate in discussions. With recommendation number 1, gamification can be implemented not only in advanced multimedia systems course but also in other courses to increase participation, collaboration, and motivation among students. Conclusion number 2. Decide how much to gamify. The extent of gamifying learning materials depends on the student's level of progress. Recommendation number 2. Award students with badges or certificates upon completion of activity. And the third and last conclusion. Other gamification apps promote social learning experience and gives teachers the facility to provide feedback to the students. Third recommendation, use external apps to help students develop skill in using the software.